blessings out there. In the name of Yeshua. Boy, the news is full of so many stories. So much going on. How much of it is real though? How much of it is fraudulent? What's the angles? What's the motivating factors of these stories? What are they trying to get everybody's attention away from? Because ultimately that's what's going on. Some stories is just, you can just envision the humor that the people who are, handing out directives en route to, displaying these stories. You can almost envision the hysterics that they are engaged in, laughing at anybody who's believing the fraudulent narratives at hand. It's crazy to me. It really truly is. So much going on, yet so many people sit up here and act like Christ isn't on his way back soon. Like, we got to quit thinking like this isn't going to happen in our lifetime. Now, we know no one knows the day or the hour but the Father, the Most High God. We know that. But the way things have been ramped up, y'all better believe time is real short. Time is really not of the essence. So you gotta make sure you're not being distracted out there. You gotta stay within the know of things going on and know how to discern the things that are taking place. That way you can make necessary preparations. That way the Most High can help navigate us through these times that we're currently in and times to come. I mean, there's strange weather and places, record-breaking weather, even though they are in control of the weather. They've got weather machines. HAARP, H-A-A-R-P. So, I remember years and years ago when I was telling people about that. I was called every crazy conspiracy man in the book. But then, when you break out that proof that validates, along with now the days and times that we're in now, there's pretty much nothing being hidden. We're in the information age. So, it's always reassuring that, I'm just glad that the Most High has awakened me a while back and continues to awaken me even to this day on certain things. While so many people are worried about the cares of this life and chasing quote-unquote dreams, especially the ones that try to use God to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's when it really truly becomes a problem, because they'll get on these platforms and act like it's about Christ. It really is just a convoluted effort to try to acquire financial gain. I'm not looking for anything out of what I do, because every little thing that I try to do as far as the world is concerned, they do everything they can to shut it down, stall and prolong, and everything else. And it baffles me sometimes as to why, all these people who claim that they're dealing with the same things, but it's like, clearly you're not. It's just a shame that some people, they get it, they have to go through way more. And it's just, It's just crazy. It's just so much. It doesn't make sense still. But it's all good. Because it's all for the betterment anyway. Regardless. I'll go through whatever's required of me from the Most High. You know, because I want to, you know, I want to be able to go to heaven one day. You know, that's what's on my bucket list. Not no worldly ideological views of any kind. It's all about trying to make it up there. For real. And most people that you encounter anyway is clones, or they ain't even real human beings. And you can always tell when you're dealing with a soulless being. Like, for real. Mannerisms and body language be all off. You know, it's where that discernment comes into effect. And then you know you be getting followed when, you know, people that you don't even know, they'll strike a conversation up with you, and then in that conversation they'll let you know where you stay at, and this, that, and the third. And then it's like, does this individual not is this individual really doesn't believe that I understand and know that they've been one of the individuals following me around here? You know, I don't even say nothing to the people anymore like I used to. I once did. Now I don't, because it's just so beneath me. And it's like, you know, but I'm not one of these people that, oh, they can watch me. It's like, nah, you need to mind your own business. Because being a nosy individual in this life can bring you a lot of issues. And then you got people who they know themselves, they would be scared. They would say it's an outrage. They'd be trying to do everything they can to get to the bottom of it, but it's justified when they do it to others. You know what I'm saying? And it makes no sense at all for individuals to be like that. Or to really be prancing around here, conducting themselves in a stalking manner, but then acting like there's nothing wrong with it when they do it. But they know without a shadow of a doubt, if somebody was to do that to them, but to do it on a more intense level of ferociousness, they'd be the ones going crazy. They would be the ones scared, trying to get reinforcements to aid them in the matter. But it's okay when they do it though. Only reinforcements I need is the Most High God in Christ. That's all. That's all I need. People, and it just amazes me as to how people water down the Holy Scriptures, how they water down the overall entirety of everything that's going on. All in the name of, if it ain't about money, it don't make sense. See, so many people, when all they do is chase money, and money, without money, it's like they're nothing. Without that monopolized, created dollar bill that doesn't even contain any true value, it's just mere paper, you know, doctored up in the form of the real money. The real money always has its value, no matter what goes on, no matter what's occurring. Gold, silver, onyx, all that stuff, jasper, it never loses its value ever. Copper never loses its value ever. So, that's the real money. Money and land that's just continually being raped and being strong armed. It's just this, man. This world is something else. But yeah, people who without the conversation of money, without the acquisition of money in the monopolized form that is, then they themselves don't have any value. And one must have to really think about that. And that's how reduced down so many people have become. And people like that who are moved by money and riches, it's easy. They can be easily destroyed. They can be easily manipulated. They can be easily subdued and coerced into things that would normally go against their nature. And that's a fact. So, we got to be careful chasing these riches. The acquisition of all the riches in the world isn't going to gain you access to the kingdom of heaven, where real riches reside, where there's mansions beyond mansions, as described by Christ. See, people are always trying to downplay it all like it's just a mere cloud and you just up there cheesing and grinning for eternity. No. The Most High God is very creative. I mean, look how human beings are creative in the things in which they do that's dubbed creativity. And He created us. So how much more creative is He really? So we really need to think about that and what it really means. Heaven contains all kinds of secrets that we're not even privy to. And then there's going to be a new heaven and a new earth. So, you got to understand, like, there's more to all of this. And not in terms of other planets and all this other nonsense that's non-existent. Those are stars, different angels and things. There is no such thing as other planets. So, we got to stop falling into the clever trickery of the enemy. We got to stop living in sin. We got to give the utmost praise, honor, and worship to the one who created us daily. You got to acknowledge that, because without Him, none of this operates adequately. I mean, the sun goes through a portal every day. But they'll tell us it rises and all this and that when the sun and the moon is inside of the firmament with us. Man doesn't have the gadgetries available to measure the earth. It's too big, it's too enormous. Plus the earth was restructuralized after the flood. It used to all be just one landmass. And its current state of being is due to the flood. And that's real. With that said, y'all have a blessed day. Stay in that word. Stay seeking the Most High. Do not sin. Be on watch. The world is headed into a very peculiar direction. Use your discernment. Rebuke all these wannabe agents out here masquerading, illegally following people around. Rebuke them and keep it rolling. With that said, bless everybody. Shalom. Have a great day.